The title of this presentation is Dielectric Imaging of Wall Thickness, Mapping the Fourth Dimension, Preclinical Validation in an Animal Model. Current mapping systems have gained widespread use in ablation procedures as they are able to relay cardiac anatomy, however, are limited in their ability to provide detailed information about cardiac structures. Dielectric imaging is a new technology which combines information gained from intracardiac signals over multiple frequencies and can potentially be used to understand tissue properties, such as wall thickness. To understand wall thickness in real time would be a great benefit in guiding ablation procedures. The aim of this study was to examine the ability of a dielectric imaging-based mapping system for measuring wall thickness in vivo. 7 swine underwent mapping of the right atrium under anesthesia using the KODEX EPD system and the commercially available Blazer ablation catheter. After creating an anatomic shell, the wall thickness of the posterior right atrium was acquired using the Blazer catheter and the KODEX EPD algorithm. This was performed in a point-by-point manner at 5 mm intervals from the SVC to the IVC. The beginning and ends of the line were marked with RF ablations to aid in alignment. In order to examine temporal reproducibility, these measurements were repeated at 2 to 5 minute intervals. After sacrifice, the right atrium was opened and scanned in 3D using a commercially available system to obtain actual tissue thickness. The figure illustrates the workflow in one such experiment, with the top middle panel showing 2 repetitions in red and green, as well as RF ablation tags in pink. The left and right upper panels show estimated thickness determined by the KODEX EPD system, demonstrating good temporal consistency and greater thickness in the lower portion of the RA. This was then correlated to actual tissue thickness. The bottom left panel shows the posterior RA tissue, which was opened, and then the middle panel shows the wall thickness after 3D scanning, and the right panel showing the actual thickness of the line used for correlation with the estimated wall thickness. On average, we acquired about 20 points per line and performed 2 repetitions per pig. Analysis of these repetitions demonstrated agreement within 1 mm in 63% of points acquired. Actual atrial thickness ranged from 0.07 to 5.38 millimeters, and the average thickness of each atrial line did not differ significantly between the 2 methods. The figure illustrates the wall thickness along the line, progressing from SVC to IVC, measured by the KODEX system in red and green, and the actual thickness in black. To assess the overall performance, we pooled the data across all the experiments and displayed them on a scatter plot, correlating the estimated and actual thickness for each point. Using linear regression analysis, with the constant artificially set to 0, the slope of the line was 0.96, which was not significantly different from 1. The R-squared constant was 0.84, with a value of 1 representing perfect correlation between the 2 methods. We further analyzed the points based on thickness of the tissue and found that the system slightly overestimated in thin tissue, 0 to 2 millimeters, slightly underestimated in thick tissue, 4 to 6 millimeters, and was most accurate in average thickness tissue, 2 to 4 millimeters. In conclusion, we found that dielectric imaging using the KODEX EPD system and a commercially available catheter was able to provide good estimation of wall thickness in vivo, with repetition error less than 1 millimeter and greatest accuracy in 2 to 4 millimeter thick tissue. Further work is needed to improve accuracy over a wider range of thicknesses, as well as to validate this system in other chambers, such as the left atrium or ventricles, and using other commercially available catheters. Thank you.